Hey guys, what is up? It is Chris from Gentleman's Gaming, and I bring you the long-awaited, kind of delayed DayZ Strategies videos. I know I've been talking about this for about a month, and I will explain the reason to you in just a moment. So, as you guys know, if you play DayZ, that DayZ at times gets very monotonous. A lot of the time you're just going to be running, you're going to be looting, and a lot of the times you don't get a lot of action depending on what servers you're on, because you're either in a full server or an absolutely barren server that has about 2 people and you're never going to run into anybody. So between kind of filming or recording here and there and just doing stuff, I put in priority the Fallout videos in reference to this because I already had 2 episodes out. So better late than never, here it is. So in this episode today, we're going to be talking about the Northwest Airfield, which is probably the most dangerous and probably the biggest loot spawn spot in the entirety of the game. Balata comes in close second, but I honestly think that this is the biggest loot spawn ever. As the server restarts, we'll show you what we got. So this is the Northwest Airfield. What we're going to be dealing with is we have 2 prisons, which are located to the north and south of the maps. Then we have 3 barracks, which are scattered and almost split between the 2 prisons, 2 being at the one prison and then another one being at the north side. Then we have 1 fire station that is located in the middle of the airstrip, along with 1 control tower, which also spawns directly kind of across the way from the fire station. So this is what we're going to be working with today. And as you know, in DayZ Strategy videos, we want to look over the terrain and see what we're going to be working with. This airfield has a lot of great cover, including the tree lines around the entirety of the airstrip, as long as the fact that the hangars and a lot of the smaller structures bring a lot of good cover if there's other people. Now, I'm going to spoil it in this episode. I did not run into anybody, but still, the fact that this is a major loot spawn, you are probably going to run into other players that are most likely armed and extremely geared up, because most of the times that I come here, I normally run into at least 2 people. I was very lucky in this episode, but pretty much the entirety of what I do here is what I usually do when I go into the airfield, which I think is the safest route. So what we're going to do is we're going to explain how. So right now, I'm on the southern edge of the Northwest Airfield. Pretty much, I came up along the western coast. Like, you know, the last episode was about Balata, and pretty much now what we have is I come up along the west coast, taking the side roads, and now I'm at the southern edge of the airfield. So pretty much what we are at now is kind of the southern little barracks that they have along I think it's the southwest tip of the airfield. Now this place has 1 barrack. You can see right in front of you. It also has a water tap if you need to refill on water, and it has a prison. Now these are major loot spots, obviously, because barracks spawn in military loot, and the prison also spawns in a lot of military loot. So since this is mostly going to be looting, I will also be talking about a lot of other things like the latest patches that have come out. So the latest patch that has come out for DayZ is 0.49. I believe on this I'm playing on like 0.46 or something like that. But the game as a whole, it's coming along slowly but shortly. I kind of imagine it as like a turtle, but I think a turtle is kind of making more headway in the form of going faster. But the one thing that I kind of am a little bit perturbed, if that's even a word, is how Bohemia is kind of handling the DayZ project. Now, as you know, Bohemia also codes and programs the games such as Arma and a lot of other kind of realistic shooter games. So they do have a lot on their plate. But the thing of it is, with DayZ, is that they're not, the central location of thought for DayZ is not towards planning the actual game. It's on what they could put in the game. And that's the main reason why I think that Bohemia should rethink their strategy on what they're doing for DayZ Standalone. Because like I said in my DayZ Thoughts video, this game could be great. This game could be the next big zombie apocalypse shooter. It could be as big as the mod was. Now, in terms of sales and how the standalones are doing, a lot of people are perturbed and mad because I understand that people say, oh my goodness, it's broken, it's beyond fixable, it's la-di-da-di-da. It's an alpha, and I've kept saying this since I first bought this game. it's an alpha. Get over it. It's a work in progress, and hopefully by the time it's in beta, by the end of this year, next year, it'll be what it is with cars and hopefully base building and, you know, the stuff that we all loved and enjoyed about the mod. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So the building we're in right now is the prison, as you can tell, and this space usually has some pretty decent loot. The downstairs has 2 rooms, the upstairs has 1, and kind of that little, I considered it a little bit of a loft, but this room I found AKMs, I found SKSs, tons of ammo, military clothing, morphine, bandages, a lot of stuff. So if you do get to these buildings, if they're not looted, it's a very good spot to check for ammo, guns, and anything you could probably fill up on. So that's pretty much what it is about the prison. So to kind of continue on what I was talking about a second ago, is that DayZ, as I see it, in about, so what is it? What's today? Today's the 24th of September. So let's pick a date. Let's say next year. So September of 2015. What I think the game will be by then is a lot different from what it is now. If any of you have been following DayZ News or whatever, that you will see that even the own developer and creator, Dean Hall, says that DayZ Standalone is not DayZ. It is, I wouldn't even say an expansion, but I would say going back far enough to improve on an engine that was glitchy and buggy to begin with. Now, that may not seem big, and that may not seem that huge of a deal, like, oh, it's an engine, it's simple enough, you just have to change some stuff around, but coming from a programmer's experience, that is a lot of work to do. Especially that the fact that they've said that the DayZ engine has to be revamped, that is a lot of time and painstaking effort to do. If any of you do know anything about proper coding or programming, you will know that having something that you based a game on and then having a completely different concept, a completely different engine that runs on different physics and different rules and code, it's a bitch to fix. Since this game has been released I think it's almost been released a year. I think it was released in, I can't remember the absolute date, but I know it was released in 2013, so it's almost a year old. So to find that out all the way through this, it is not that good. So that's kind of what I believe will be going for it. So besides that, we're going to be showing you a different part of the Northwest Airfield. Alrighty guys, we are back. Now we are on kind of the eastern side of the airfield along the barracks. I normally like to take the southern tip of the airfield and go around that along the east side near the barracks so I can have easy access to the fire station. And this is normally the route I take when coming up to the fire station. So guys, this is going to be the end of part 2. I broke this video up into 2 parts because it was like 27 minutes. So for your viewing pleasure, you guys only have to watch 2 segments of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment on what place you want to see next. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, as always, I will see you guys in the next one.